Hello everyone and welcome back to this YouTube channel. So in the most recent video on this Sum Academy Math, we have explained the distributive property. So we have explained how it works if we multiply, let's say 5 multiplied by 3 plus x. So we explained that into detail, so please make sure that you check the previous video. And then if you have any questions, make sure that you write the comments. I'll do my best to help. Now, we start with today's lesson, the product of two binomials, a plus b multiplied by c plus d. The thing here is, in order to multiply two binomials, actually, let us explain what binomials are. So, if we have a term that is, for example, 5, it's a monomial. So if we have, let's say, number 5, or if we have x, or if we have 5x, or if we have 3x squared, and so on. So all of these are basically monomials. Monomials, it means one term only. But if we say binomial, then it means two terms combined. So for example, x plus 5 is a binomial, or 3 plus x squared is a binomial, or x squared minus 11b is a binomial, and so on. So if two terms are separated by a plus or a minus, then we call it a binomial. All right, now that we understand what monomials are and what binomials are, let us see how we multiply this example here, basically the one that you can see here. So how to multiply a plus b by c plus d. The basic idea that we apply is everything by everything. Now, what do we mean by that? We start with number a multiplied by c, and then a multiplied by d, right? A times c is ac, a times d is ad. Both are positive, everything is good. Now that we are done with a, then we do the same thing with b. B times c and b times d. So b times c will be equal to bc, right? And then b times d. B times d is equal to bd. That's it, we are done. So whenever we apply this property, we always have to check if there are any like terms that we can combine. Here, we do not see any like terms. That's it, we leave it as it is. All right, let us try an example now. If we have, let us say we have x plus 3, we multiply that by 3 plus x, let's say. All right, so what do we have over here? Again, we said everything by everything. So we start with x and we multiply by the first one and by the second one. X multiplied by 3 will be 3x. X multiplied by x will be x squared. Excellent. We do it again, this time with 3. 3 times 3 will be 9. And 3 times x will be another 3x. Good. Do we have any like terms over here? X squared is there is only one x squared. Here we have 3x and there is another 3x. So altogether we have 6 of them. And there is only one 9. That's it. This is our answer in final simplest form. Good. I hope that this is clear. Let's do more practice questions. If we say, for example, 4 plus 3x, we multiply this by 4x plus 5. All right. Steps are the same. We just have higher numbers, right? So if you need some time to try this by yourself, you can pause the video, solve this on a paper, and then continue the video to see if we get the same answer. If not, let us watch the video and let us continue this together. So 4 multiplied by 4x and 4 multiplied by 5. 4 times 4x will be 16x. 4 multiplied by 5 will be 20, right? Then we multiply 3x by 4x, which is, remember, number times number, x by x. So 3 times 4 is 12. X times x is x squared. Then we multiply 3x by 5. 3x multiplied by 5 will be 15x. Good job. The only thing we need to do now is collect like terms. So we have 12x squared. There is no other x squared, so we copy that. Then we have 16x, but there is 15x as well. So 16 plus 15 will be positive 31x. And then we have 20. There is no other 20, so we copy that. Perfect. That's it. We have it in simplest form. Okay, let us introduce some negative values. So for example, 6x minus 3 will be multiplied by x squared minus 5. Okay, same thing here. If you want to try it yourself, pause the video, give me the answers in the comments, and then we check the answers together. All right, we start 6x times x squared and 6x times negative 5. 6x multiplied by x squared, 6x cubed, right? Because this one is to the power of 1, this one is to the power of 2. We add the exponents, 6x cubed. Then we have 6x multiplied by 5. That will be 30x. But remember, 6x is positive, 5 is negative. Positive and negative, the answer will be negative. Good. Now we multiply negative 3 by x squared and negative 3 by negative 5. Negative 3 by x squared will be negative 3x squared. Negative 3 by negative 5 will be positive 15. All right. The only thing we need to do now is, do they have something in common? 6x cubed, there is no other x cubed, so it stays the same. Minus 3x squared, there is no other x squared, so it stays the same. Minus 30x, there is no other x, so it stays the same. And 15, oh, there is no other number, so 15 stays the same as well. So our answer is in simplest form already. Excellent job. Let us try different types of questions here, different type. So what happens if we have x plus 3 multiplied by x minus 2, but then we have plus 6 multiplied by x minus 2. All right, now we apply everything we learned today and the day before that in the previous video. So x multiplied by x will be x squared. X multiplied by minus 2 will be minus 2x. 3 times x will be 3x. 3 times negative 2 will be negative 6. Excellent. Then we multiply this one by both of them. So 6 multiplied by x will be 6x. And finally 6 multiplied by negative 2 will be negative 12. All right. What we have to do now is collect like terms. So for example, x squared, we have no other x squared, so it stays the same. Minus 2x plus 3x and plus 6x. The way I do it is first I collect the positive ones. So we have 6x, we add 3 more to that, so 6 plus 3 is 9x, but then 9 minus 2 will be 7x. So we have x squared plus 7x. Finally, we have minus 6 minus 12. Negative 6 and negative 12 will be negative 18. That's our final answer. X squared plus 7x minus 18. All right, last two questions for today. What if we have double brackets twice? So x plus 2, we multiply this by x minus 3, but then minus 2x minus 1 and x plus 3. Okay, for the first part, everything is super easy. My advice for you, when there is minus between them, solve the first one in brackets, minus, solve the second set in brackets. Okay, what do we mean by that? Let us try to zoom this in. So, we start with the one on the left side. X multiplied by x will be x squared. X multiplied by minus 3 will be minus 3x. 2 by x will be 2x. And 2 by minus 3 will be minus 6. Perfect. Now we do the second one. 2x multiplied by x will be 2x squared. 2x multiplied by 3 will be 6x. Minus 1 by x will be minus x. Minus 1 by 3 will be minus 3. Now guys, when there is minus, then that minus will change the sign of everything that's in brackets. So in front of the first set of brackets, there is no sign here, right? So we consider that this is positive, right? But in front of this one, there is a minus. So this minus will change the sign of all of the terms. So when there is plus, everything remains the same. When there is minus, all the signs will be changed. So we said everything remains the same. X squared minus 3x plus 2x minus 6. When there is minus, everything changes. So it will be 2x will become negative 2x squared. Positive 6x, negative 6x. Negative x, positive x. Negative 3, positive 3. Perfect. It's super easy now to collect like terms. So one more time. When there is minus, everything will change the sign. 2x becomes negative 2x. 6x becomes negative 6x. Negative x becomes positive x. And negative 3 becomes positive 3. All right, now we collect like terms. X squared, we have minus 2x squared. We know that this is 1, right? We know that 1 minus 2 is equal to minus 1. So it will be minus 1x squared. Also, we know that we do not have to write minus 1. We consider that it's minus 1 if we write minus x squared. Then we have negative 3x, positive 2x, negative 6x, and positive x. Okay, minus 3 plus 2 will be minus 1. Minus 1 minus 6 will be minus 7. Minus 7 plus 1 will be minus 6. And finally, negative 6, positive 3 will be negative 3. That's it. We have the final answer. So the only different thing here is if there is minus between the brackets here, this minus, then it means we put everything in brackets separately. The first one in brackets, the second one in brackets. But the first one remains the same because there is plus in front of the brackets. The second one, all of them will change the sign because of the minus here. Then we collect like terms to get the final answer. All right, I said 2 more examples, but it's actually now that we have 2 more examples. Guys, what happens if we have brackets 3 times? What if we have x minus 3, x plus 4, and for example, 2 minus, let's say, 2x. Okay, what happens this time? We do not multiply all 3 of them at the same time. You choose. You say either you multiply these 2 and then your product will be multiplied by this, or you said I will multiply these 2 first and then the product I multiply by x minus 3. So that is my advice for you. I would always copy the first one. All right, so we copy x minus 3 and then we multiply these 2 brackets here. Okay, so let's go quickly. X multiplied by 2 will be 2x. X multiplied by minus 2x will be minus 2x squared. 4 by 2 will be 8, and 4 by minus 2x will be minus 8x. Now we have 2 brackets again. So it should be fine, right? So we multiply x by the first one, x by the second one, x by the third one, and x by the fourth one. So x multiplied by 2x will be 2x squared. X by minus 2x, minus 2x cubed. X by 8 will be 8x. And x by minus 8x, minus 8x squared. Then we do it all over again, but this time we multiply minus 3 by them. So we will say minus 3 multiplied by 2x will be minus 6x. Minus 3 by minus 2x plus 6x squared. Minus 3 by 8 minus 24. And minus 3 by minus 8x plus 24x. All right, final step, combining like terms. Minus 2x cubed, no other x cubed, it remains the same. 2x squared minus 8x squared, but then plus 6x squared. So basically, 2 plus 6 is 8, and then minus 8, nothing, so it goes away. 2 plus 6 is 8, but then minus 8 is 0. So x squared goes away. Then we have 8x minus 6x, which is 2x, but then we have plus 24, so 26x. Finally, we copy minus 24. That's it, we are done. So, the logic when we have brackets 3 times is we copy the first one, we multiply the other 2, and then we multiply everything by everything. Okay? I hope that this one was clear. I know it's almost 20 minutes, but the last example for today is, let's say 3x plus 1, but then to the power of 2. When it's to the power of 2, then we apply the logic that we already know. Let me ask you, if we say, for example, x to the power of 2, what does that mean? Isn't that x, and then we multiply that by x again? because x times x will give us x to the power of 2, right? So we apply that logic over here. If something is to the power of 2, then that means that was multiplied by itself. So basically we multiply 3x plus 1 by 3x plus 1. Okay, now we know how to multiply everything by everything. This one by this one, so it will be 9x squared plus 3x, then again plus 3x and plus 1. The final answer will be 9x squared, 6x and 1. So the idea here is you learn that something to the power of 2 basically means we write it twice, and then we know how to expand the brackets and how to multiply everything by everything. I will teach you in the next lesson how to do this in a different way, but basically that is our lesson for today. Do not forget to check the description box. Over there you can find some really good worksheets for you to practice together with answer keys. Okay, that's it for today. I'll see you next time.